Hello and welcome to another edition of Tuesdays with Liz, a Disability Policy for All. Today I have the great pleasure of interviewing Rhonda Richards, who is the Senior Legislative Representative on the AARP's Federal Health and Family Team. Today we will be talking to Rhonda about the Raise Family Caregiving Act. Thank you, Rhonda, for taking the time to be interviewed, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Liz. It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
The first question is, what is the mission of AARP, and how is your organization connected to the disability community?
Well, thank you for the question, Liz. AARP is the largest nonprofit, nonpartisan organization dedicated to empowering Americans 50 and older to choose how they live as they age. We have nearly 38 million members across the country and offices in every state, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. And we also work to strengthen communities and advocate for what matters most to families with a focus on health security, financial stability, and personal fulfillment. And AARP works with the disability community in a number of ways. First of all, just note that people 50 and older and people with disabilities have a number of things in common, including that the vast majority of them want to live independently in their homes and communities. And AARP works with the disability community on a range of issues, whether it's protecting Medicaid as a critical safety net for people with disabilities of all ages and older adults, supporting family caregivers, transportation, and health issues, certainly an array of issues, and certainly helping people live independently in their homes and communities. And as well as people with disabilities are living longer, more people with disabilities are 50 and over.
Thank you. And it reminds me of my own parents when they have aged. They too wanted to live in the community. And my mother became disabled in the later life of her life. So thank you.
You're welcome.
The next question is, what is the Raise Family Givers Act?
The Recognize, Assist, Include, Support, and Engage, or RAISE Family Caregivers Act, is a bill that will soon be reintroduced in Congress, and it would require the development of a national strategy to help support family caregivers. And when we talk about family caregivers, we mean family, friends, neighbors, people that have a significant relationship with someone and are helping them, because they have a chronic condition, a disability, or something else that they need some assistance. And there are about 40 million family caregivers across the country. And if you put a dollar amount on the unpaid care that they provide about $470 billion annually in unpaid care to their loved ones. And family caregivers do everything from helping with eating and bathing and dressing to transportation, managing finances, medical nursing tasks, and things like that. And at some point, just about everyone has been, or will be a family caregiver, or might need the help of a family caregiver at some point. And as family caregivers do all these things to help their loved ones, they also can take on, physical, emotional, and financial challenges as they're doing caregiving. And so this bill would require the development of a national strategy to better recognize and support family caregivers. And the bill would bring together stakeholders from both the private and public sectors, including family caregivers, people with disabilities, older adults, service providers, employers, veterans, state and local officials, and others, to help advise the Secretary of Health and Human Services on the development of the strategy. And the strategy itself would look at what are specific actions that stakeholders, such as communities, employers, government providers, and others, can take to better recognize and support family caregivers. And this bill passed the Senate, U.S. Senate, unanimously in the last Congress. It had 120 co-sponsors in the House of Representatives. And the support of over 50 national organizations, including the Association of University Centers on Disabilities and other disability groups. And we hope that this Congress will pass the House and Senate and be signed into law.
Thank you. That's so interesting. How would this help people with disability and their families?
Well, this bill would really try to help bring more attention and focus on and visibility to family caregiving and the challenges that family caregivers can face, including as they're helping loved ones live in their homes and communities. And it's important that family caregivers have support that they need to do that. Sometimes they need some additional support, whether it's respite care or training or other things. And if family caregivers are better supported, they're better able to assist the people that they're helping, as they're helping, people with disabilities live in their homes and communities and that kind of thing. Because if family caregivers don't have the support that they need, that also impacts the people that they're caring for. And if the people with disabilities living in the community lose the family support that they need to live in the community, then they could end up in institutions. And so better supporting family caregivers helps not only the family caregiver, but also the people with disabilities that they're helping live independently in their homes and communities. And I should also note that family caregivers also help save taxpayer dollars because they help people live in their homes and communities longer and help prevent unnecessary institutionalization or unnecessary hospitalizations and things like that. So that's an important point as well.
Thank you. And the last question, excuse me, the last question is, how can our network or AUCD help get this bill passed?
Well, thank you very much, Liz. That's a very important question. Once the bill is introduced in the House and Senate in the coming weeks or months, please call and write your member of Congress, your member in the House of Representatives, and your U.S. senators to urge them to co-sponsor the Raise Family Caregivers Act, because it's important to have co-sponsors, both Republicans and Democrats, in both the House and the Senate, to show the support for the bill and help us get even more co-sponsors than we had in the last Congress. So watch for updates, contact your member of Congress and senators, and ask them to co-sponsor the bill.
Thank you. And if you have any questions about this or any other policy issues, please go to the AUCD webpage and look for this week's In Brief. And if you have any questions or comment about this week's Tuesdays with Liz, please leave them in the space below. Thanks again, Liz. Rhonda.
Thank you very much, Liz. Appreciate the opportunity.
Bye. Have a great day.